Well, hello and welcome to this week's Real Love Revolution video, where we're going to be breaking down the top 5 high alert warning signals that you should not ignore if you are dating online or using apps. My name is Terri Cole. I am a licensed psychotherapist, a relationship expert, and the founder of Boundary Bootcamp and the upcoming Real Love Revolution. So let's get down to it. For all of you who are in the dating world, which is many of you, because I've gotten multiple requests to sort of cover how to protect yourself in the online world, and not just from things like ghosting. This is more, how can you stop wasting your precious life and time with people who aren't who they say they are or who aren't serious about being in a relationship if that is what you are interested in being, if you are looking for your soulmate. So let's start with number 1. If someone's profile is super scarce and there's not a lot of information, even though it doesn't have to mean that they're not who they say they are, it kind of does mean that they're not willing to put in the time, energy, and effort to make a meaningful profile so that you could get to know them at least a little bit. And this also translates to if you're communicating with them, texting or talking on the phone, or even meeting up with them in person, and if they're sketchy and secretive about their life, where they're from, their family, what they do for a living, someone who's really closed, and I'm not talking about someone who's shy, because that's very normal. It takes time to want to get to know someone. But I am talking about people who sort of never give you any valuable or real information about them. It always makes me think that they have got something to hide. So that is a warning sign. And I would, if you're dating someone and you like them, I would ask them again. And if they manage to block it, I would be straight up honest about, it seems like every time I ask you a question, you don't answer it. And I'm not sure why. Because how can I get to know you if you don't tell me anything about you? And see, some people are painfully shy, but I feel like you'll see a pattern in their behavior, because the truth is, do you want to be in a relationship with someone that's that hard to get to know, even if they aren't a total sketchball? You probably don't. Second warning sign is someone who is getting sexy with you over text, wanting to talk dirty, wanting you to sext them, I guess. I don't even know if I know the correct definition of that word, other than I've seen this in my practice with women where it's very flattering in the beginning, like, I've been thinking about you, I was thinking about you. But then someone who wants to get into a full-on, like, let's have verbal sex, even though I haven't even met you yet. Okay, that is a huge red flag. Like, that is a, like, delete them from your list. That is a never go out with them. Now, you guys, the reason I'm coming up with this list for you, and I'll talk more about the sexting thing, is because sometimes we've had experiences in our own lives that make it difficult to recognize behavior that is really unhealthy or that is a warning sign. So I'm sharing this with you because maybe you grew up in a situation where you wouldn't recognize these signs yourself. So please use this as a guide to protect yourself, but to also not waste your time. Nobody's got time spending with people who aren't serious or who have some bad intention in mind. We just don't need it. So back to the sexting. Listen, maybe I'm just old and, I don't know, uptight, but I really, really see that as a major issue. If you haven't even met someone and they're telling you how much they desire you and what they want to do with you, super uncool. So I don't know what more to say about that, but if you do have a background of some kind of abuse or sexual abuse, you may not recognize this as a really bad sign. There is definitely someone who I really think just wants to get laid and is not really in the market for a long-term relationship, regardless of what they say. So don't be blinded by the fact that it flatters you. Really think about, would you ever do that? If you were on a date with someone and you were sitting there having a drink and they reached over and grabbed your breast, would you be like, yes, let's keep doing this? Or would you be like, what is going on? No thanks. That is a boundary that is being inappropriately crossed. So no dirty talking sexters. So the third warning sign to look for, early warning sign, is if the person's words and their actions are not aligned. For example, if they say, I'll call you on Friday, and they don't call. And then they call you on Saturday or Sunday and act like they never said they were going to call you on Friday. So much of the time in my practice, the women will say, well, it's not a big deal, and I don't want to seem like I'm, a nag, or like that I'm, like being difficult, basically. And it's like, that to me is one of the earliest signs that this person is not someone that you can trust. So if you really like them and you think maybe they just say that to get off the phone or whatever, I would definitely say, hey, do me a favor. No reason for you to tell me you're going to call me on Friday unless you're actually going to do it. My life is busy, your life is busy, and I'm definitely interested in dating someone who keeps their word. And you don't have to call me on Friday. That's perfectly fine. Don't say you will if you're not going to. Because my word really means something to me. So that's it. And then if they flip out or be like, oh, what are you hassling me for it? Then, all right, they've already now also told you who they are. Right? But that's the earliest sign that someone doesn't have good follow through. Because this is just the way people are wired. People who keep their word do it no matter what. And if they don't, they let you know. They say, hey, I got caught up, although I said I was going to call you on Friday. Is it okay if I call you on Saturday? Just let me know. It's not about having to be perfect. It's about not having your words and actions be misaligned. That tells you a lot that you need to know about someone. So really, really look for that. And if you see it, mention it if you really like the person. And if not, I would just be like, bye, that person, you can't count on them, The next one is if they're endlessly bad-mouthing their ex. Like if you get into having maybe a date or two with someone. But if they talk a lot about their ex and they're bad-mouthing them, blaming, like maybe one ex or more than one ex, to me that always indicates something that is unresolved about their last relationship. Or if they're talking about it a lot. They don't even have to be bad-mouthing, but if you feel like they're interested in sharing a lot about their last relationship. And I'm not talking about the point in a relationship where you've been dating for a while and our histories come out naturally, slowly over time. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about early on. This list is for early on in the dating process, right? So if there's a lot of talk about their ex, to me that can mean unresolved stuff. That you really want someone who's ready to be in a relationship, not someone who's either pining over or feeling super bitterness about their ex. The last one is Netflix and chill. Someone who's either texting you at 11:30 at night being like, what's up? You up? Can I come over? And someone who is not putting an effort into actually making a date. The whole Netflix and chill thing, I think it's a code phrase for come to my house and have sex. I think. I could be wrong, but that's what I think it means. And you don't want that. A first date in your house. No, a first date in their house. That's not a date. Do not go to someone's house you barely know, first of all, especially not in New York City. I would never do that. It's so dangerous. And also, when you meet with people in the beginning of when you're dating, you dictate where it's going to be. You decide, oh, let's meet at this Starbucks for a cup of tea. And then if we like each other, we can go on to lunch or dinner. This instant intimacy. And if someone has an expectation that watching Netflix and chilling with them is like a good enough first date, that tells you that either they don't value themselves enough to even know how to create a proper date, or that really they just want sex. So please value yourself more than that. You don't owe someone sex on the first date. You guys know me. I say 8 dates. Have an 8-date rule. That's just my 2 cents. Many people on this YouTube channel disagree with me. But I don't care. Because I say, whatever it is, do it because you want to, not because you think that the other person expects it from you. So I hope that you found these early warning signs, or high alert, be on high alert for these warning signs when you're in the dating world. Because you know what? You really deserve to be in a love relationship that makes you feel valued and important. And the truth is, being aware of these warning signs will prevent you from wasting your precious time in your beautiful, one-of-a-kind life. Nobody's got time for that. So if you liked this Real Love Revolution video, please share it on your social media outlets and with your friends or with anyone who you think might benefit from this information. I am super, super excited that we are moving into this week. We have our masterclasses. So ladies, still time to join us for our masterclasses, whether you're single or whether you're in a relationship, because I'm doing 2 separate masterclasses for the end of the Raise Your Love Vibe challenge. So whether you did the challenge or not, doesn't matter. All you need to do is sign up with the links below, and I will teach you more about how to either attract your soulmate or up-level the relationship you're in, or perhaps get out of the relationship you're in. Depends on what your situation is. So I hope you found this helpful. I hope you have an amazing week. And as always, take care of you.